Okay, picture this. Sao Paulo. Huge city, millions of people buzzing around, and then you've got this pretty modest car inside. A billionaire, an artist, and an entrepreneur.
It's like the start of a movie, doesn't it?
Exactly. And it comes straight from the sources you shared for this deep dive excerpts from chapter 15.pdf. We're going to unpack some really intense stuff today, experiences from people deep into the 5 a.m. club, and these strategies called the 10 Tactics of Lifelong Genius.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission, especially for you, the learner, is to pull out the absolute key insights, peak performance, mindset, productivity, basically give you a shortcut to understanding these powerful ideas without getting totally swamped.
And you'll see it's a mix, right? It's part story, part actual instruction.
Definitely. So where do we start? That Sao Paulo scene.
Yeah, I think so. Because what's really striking right off the bat is the contrast. This seemingly normal setting.
Right, in this economy car?
Yeah, and then boom, it becomes the backdrop for some really deep personal reflection, but also, well, some serious action later on.
And you get that initial feel of connection, right? The artist and entrepreneur, they're getting married soon, thanking the billionaire.
But then it shifts immediately to the billionaire thinking about his late wife.
And it's not the big, grand things he remembers most vividly. It's the small stuff.
Exactly. Sharing pizza, reading by the fire.
Those quiet walks, her teaching him Italian, patiently.
Right.
Yeah.
It's those everyday moments. It's such a powerful reminder, isn't it, about appreciating the present, the ordinary.
It really is. Makes you think about what richness actually means. Clearly, his love for her was huge and even shifted his focus from his art, which used to be everything.
And that focus on, what really matters, I think it sets the stage perfectly for understanding the big shifts happening inside the entrepreneur.
Yes. Her transformation since that Spellbinder event.
Yeah.
It's all about reordering her, what is it? Mindset? Heart set?
Health set and soul set.
Yeah.
It's this process she's going through, actively letting go of old baggage, limiting beliefs, anxieties.
Especially around her past and, well, that tricky investor situation she's in.
Right. And she has this breakthrough realization, doesn't she? That people generally are just doing the best they can with the awareness they have at the time.
Which leads to forgiveness. That feels like a huge step.
Massive. And then you see how she puts the 5 a.m. club stuff into practice with her victory hour. It's very concrete.
Yeah, tell us about that routine. It sounds intense. 5 a.m. wind sprints.
Yep. Wind sprints, then some weight training. Then at 5:20, it shifts to quieter stuff, contemplation, gratitude journaling.
Okay, so physical, then mental, emotional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then at 5:40, it's more intellectual, listening to a business audiobook or reading something productive. It's a whole system.
Holistic, really. And it's not just adding things, is it? She's also cutting things out, like her tech addiction.
Crucial point. Breaking that tech addiction ties into this idea of transient hypofrontality.
Right. Explain that a bit. It's like turning down the brain's editor.
Sort of, yeah. You temporarily quiet the prefrontal cortex, the part that's always analyzing and self-monitoring. This allows for more raw creativity, more flow.
So less analyzing, more creating.
Basically. And the results for her are really clear. She's fitter, happier, calmer, way more productive.
And things are actually moving forward with the investors.
Right. So she sees the 5 a.m. club as this kind of protector. Yeah. Shielding her talents from all the noise out there.
Okay, so she's found this groove, this positive momentum, and then everything just explodes.
Totally shattered. The contrast is just jarring. 1 minute, peaceful reflection the next. Ski masks, machine guns, chaos.
It sounds terrifying. The ambush is sudden, violent, shots fired at the car.
But even then, you see Mr. Riley, the billionaire's right-hand man, staying remarkably cool. He hits a secret button.
And the gunmen, their threats are specific, right, about her leaving her firm.
Exactly. This isn't random, it's targeted.
And then this response team shows up like something out of, I don't know, a Bond film, SUV, motorcycles.
And a helicopter with 5 AC markings. It's a serious operation.
And the billionaire's command, save my passengers, they are my family members. That just ups the stakes massively.
It really does. Shows the depth of that bond. And then the focus shifts hard to the entrepreneur trying to find the artist after he's taken.
Her reaction is just, wow. Security's trying to hold her back, but she breaks free, runs across a highway.
Utterly desperate, searching cafes, restaurants, anywhere.
And then she finds his notebook, the one from the Spellbinder, with all the lessons.
Such a significant detail. It connects everything back.
And that leads her right to him, doesn't it? But it's the worst possible scenario.
Yeah. Gunman. Revolver to the artist's head. Terrifying.
But her response,
Yes.
it's not panic. It's incredible bravery and empathy.
It really is. She offers herself instead.
Yeah.
tries to connect with the gunman on a human level.
In that moment, incredible
Yeah.
courage. And she stays calm, even when he points the gun at her. She gives a small smile.
That inner strength she's cultivated, that confidence, it seems to completely throw him off. He hesitates.
And then backs down. Just retreats.
Yeah, just leaves. The artist is obviously in shock.
And her explanation, oh, it's the club. Like it's nothing.
A little bit of dark humor, maybe, to cope. It's quite a moment.
So the aftermath. They meet the next day. Billionaire's penthouse. Mr. Riley's impressed.
Deeply impressed. He praises her cool, her superhuman levels of performance. The artist, too, knows she saved his life.
And the billionaire links it back to the 5 a.m. club habits, right? The consistency, the 66-day minimum he mentions.
Exactly. He emphasizes it's about the long game, and then he introduces this idea of servant leadership.
Focusing on lifting others up.
Right. And then comes the big surprise, the reward.
He bought out the nasty investors, just like that.
Just like that, total game changer for her.
And his celebration, tap dancing, twerking.
Completely eccentric, totally over the top, but you can tell it's genuine joy for them.
It's quite the scene, but it really hammers home that idea, triumph can come right after tragedy.
Definitely. And that flows really nicely into the next part, where the focus shifts.
Right. The 10 tactics of lifelong genius. The billionaire's got another meeting, but wants to share these first.
And there's that detail about his assistant's T-shirt, the Edison quote.
Everyone dreams of being a legend until it comes time to do the work. Something like that.
That legends do.
Yeah.
Sets the tone perfectly.
And the wedding gift, the Edison painting, with another quote about thinking in solitude versus turmoil.
Yes, it's the perfect setup for these tactics. Edison himself, the billionaire, notes, was this incredible example of creativity in building things, focused production.
And the artist gets it immediately, right? This idea of limited cognitive bandwidth, distractions.
Yeah, he talks about attention residue, how your mind stays stuck on the last thing, and digital dementia.
Oof. Digital dementia. Sounds bad.
It does. So he plans a tech detox, focusing on one thing at a time. The entrepreneur sees the cost of interruptions, too.
So these tactics, they're meant to amplify the 5 a.m. club stuff, like turbochargers.
That's a good way to put it. They work together with the 20-20-20 formula for potentially exponential results.
Okay, let's break them down. Tactic number 1, the tight bubble of total focus, TBTF.
Right. And the core insight is pretty straightforward. We're addicted to distraction, and it's killing our best work.
So the bubble is about protecting your key assets. Focus, energy, willpower.
Your talent, your time. Exactly. Creating a shield, basically.
Right.
Blocking out negativity, noise.
How do you actually do that, though?
Well, practically, it means carving out long stretches of time where you're just not interrupted, finding positive environments. And it extends to your personal life, too, who you let in.
Like specific examples, selling the TV, avoiding the news.
Yeah, or avoiding malls, unfriending energy vampires, turning off notifications, ruthless about it, deleting distracting apps, building that bubble.
Okay, makes sense. Tactic 2, the 909001 rule.
This one's about deep work versus shallow work for the next 90 days.
90 days.
You spend the first 90 minutes of your workday.
Your best hours, presumably.
Right? Your peak energy hours on the one single most important project. Your gargantuan competitive advantage.
And the key is absolutely no interruptions during that time.
0. Devices off, ideally in another room. Total focus on that one critical thing.
Got it. Then tactic 3, the 60-10 method. This sounds like interval training for work.
That's exactly what it is. It leverages the power of oscillation. Intense focus, then real rest.
So work like a sprinter, not a marathon runner.
Precisely. You work flat out, super focused, for 60 minutes. Use a timer. Then you take a complete 10-minute break.
And complete means?
Really stepping away. Go for a walk, read something totally unrelated, meditate, visualize, listen to some music that pumps you up. Anything to recharge before the next 60-minute sprint.
Okay, I like that rhythm. Number 4, the daily 5 concept.
This one's all about harnessing the power of small, consistent wins. It counters that negativity bias we all have.
So instead of feeling overwhelmed, you just list 5 small things.
5 tiny targets for the day. Things you will accomplish. You often do this in the second part of the victory hour. And the idea is these small wins add up, like compound interest, into massive progress over time.
Small hinges swing big doors.
Exactly that kind of thinking.
Okay. Tactic 5, the second win workout, or 2WW, another workout.
Yeah, but maybe shorter, later in the day. The science behind exercise is overwhelming, right? Boosts concentration, brain function, energy, mood, sleep.
And longevity. They mention HGH and telomeres.
Right. Telomeres are those protective caps on our chromosomes. Exercise, among other things like meditation, good food, sleep, intermittent fasting.
The 168 fasting.
Yep, the 168 dividend, they call it. All these things help slow the shortening of telomeres, which is linked to aging.
So the 2WW could be, what, a nature walk?
That's a prime example they give, an hour walk in nature. It's a digital detox, great for thinking, hits all 4 sets. Mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. They quote John Muir.
Or mountain biking, swimming, yoga.
Anything that gets you moving again.
Yeah.
Burns more calories too, boosts metabolism. It's about that second burst of energy and clarity.
Okay, number 6. The 2 massage protocol, 2MP. 2 massages a week. Sounds nice.
It is nice, but the point is, it's necessary for peak performance, not just an indulgence.
Why? What are the benefits?
Well, it lowers cortisol, that stress hormone, boosts dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals, reduces muscle tension, pain, even helps your mitochondria, your cellular powerhouses, and takes stress off those telomeres we just talked about.
And it has to be deep tissue.
That's what they specify, yeah. 2 90-minute sessions a week. They're pretty blunt about the cost justification, too.
What do they say?
Death will cost you more.
Huh. Okay, fair point. Tactic 7. Traffic University. Making commutes useful.
Totally. Think about how much time we spend commuting, apparently around 1,200 days in a lifetime on average.
Wow, that's depressing.
Right. So instead of listening to junk news or just zoning out, use that time. Audiobooks, podcasts like this one.
Language learning, online courses.
Exactly. They frame it as possibly the highest ROI investment you can make in yourself, potentially worth millions or billions over a career.
Turn your car into a classroom on wheels.
All right.
Okay. Tactic 8. The Dream Team Technique.
This draws the parallel with pro athletes. They don't do everything themselves, right? They have coaches, physios, nutritionists.
A whole support team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the idea is you should, too, in your own life and work, outsource things you're not great at or that drain you. Delegate tasks that kill your happiness.
So you can focus purely on your strengths, your zone of genius.
Precisely. Restructure things around what you love and do best. It boosts performance, gives you more freedom, more peace, and helps you rise faster.
And the dream team could include?
Well, a trainer, nutritionist, maybe a massage therapist for your 2MP, a financial coach, relationship advisor, even a spiritual counselor.
Yeah.
Whoever helps you operate at your best.
Right. Tailor it to your needs. Okay, almost there. Tactic 9. The Weekly Design System, WDS. This sounds like planning.
It is. Proactive planning for the week ahead. They compare not doing it to trying to climb Mont Blanc without a map. Pretty foolish.
So you ritualize planning time.
Yeah, 30 minutes, maybe early Sunday morning. Create a blueprint for a beautiful week. Reflect on the last week, what worked, what didn't, and then schedule everything.
Everything. Like victory hour, 901 blocks.
All of it. Work tasks, 60-10 sessions, 2WW, time with family, passions, even errands. Map it onto a schedule, maybe 5 a.m. to 11 p.m.
The benefit being more focus, momentum, productivity.
And balance. You're designing your week intentionally instead of just reacting to it.
Makes sense. And finally, Tactic 10, the world-class student habit. Lifelong learning.
Absolutely critical. Education is framed as inoculation against disruption. Things change so fast you have to keep learning.
So dedicate time every day.
At least 60 minutes daily for deliberate study. Reading, reviewing your journal, online courses, talking to mentors, watching skill-building videos, whatever it takes.
The goal being to deepen your wisdom, stay sharp, become indispensable.
Exactly. Raise your acumen, ignite your passion, deliver remarkable value, become that heavyweight thinker.
Okay, wow. That's a lot of powerful tactics built right on top of the 5 a.m. Club foundation.
They really are designed to work together to amplify the effects.
And just when we think it's all strategy, the billionaire pulls out a poem.
Yeah, another really human moment. A verse he memorized for his late wife, Vanessa. It's called, "'Tis the human touch in this world that counts."
That feels especially relevant after everything they just went through, the importance of connection.
Definitely. And the artist is clearly moved by it. It shows that softer side again.
Which then inspires his final gift to the entrepreneur, right? Another poem.
Yes, one he wrote himself called May We Never Say Goodbye. It's his declaration, really.
And he gets down on one knee.
He does. She's blushing, touched. Even the billionaire gets emotional. It's a beautiful, poignant ending to that whole dramatic arc.
A reminder that amongst all the high performance and tactics, it's the human stuff, the loving connection, that's fundamental.
Absolutely. So wrapping this up for you, the learner, the core takeaways seem really clear.
Yeah, the power of those structured mornings, right? Setting the trajectory.
Definitely. And that rhythm of intense work balanced with real recovery. Plus, continuous learning, building your support system.
And seeing how personal well-being and professional success are totally intertwined, you can't really separate them.
Not if you want to sustain peak performance and, well, happiness.
So it really makes you think, doesn't it? Which of those 10 tactics jumps out at you right now? Which one, or maybe two, feels like something you could actually start implementing?
Yeah, what resonates most with where you are in your journey?
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. As we pursue this focus, this high performance, how do we make sure we don't lose that human touch?
Right. How do we keep that empathy, that connection central to it all? Because maybe the journey of self-improvement, like we saw with the entrepreneur, leads to unexpected rewards that are about more than just productivity.
That's a powerful question to sit with. We really hope you, the learner, take these insights, think about them, maybe explore them further on your own, and see how they can fuel your own path.